how many months we have been waiting for it, and now it's here with us, and we have to treat it deeply. We have to know every information that ICANN is trying to test on it. Okay, so let's start. This is professional level examination, which is November 2023 case study. This is what we call pre-scene. That is, you are seeing this information before your examination day. So this is part one. This pre-scene is called part one. Then part two will be on the day of examination. That is the last paper. So that's on scene is going to be a continuation of this one we're about to treat tonight. Definitely they are going to relate. There's no doubt about that. But in a way, how they are going to join them together, how they are going to relate together, that is what we don't know. And that is why everybody will start taking different type of prediction to make sure that they are good to go. So we are getting started. I'm going to take you through this instruction. Someone is raising hand. Any information, any question, just mute your mic and speak very quickly. As we move on, if you have any question, let me know. Can you unmute yourself and speak so that you can fire on? Sharp, sharp. Okay, I think that should be a mistake raising up his hand. Now, they say check your pockets, pause, mathematical set, etc. to ensure that you do not have prohibited items such as telephone assets, electronics storage device, programmable devices, wristwatches, or any form of written materials on the examination hall. You will be stopped from continuing with the examination and liable to further disciplinary actions, including cancellation of examination results if caught. This means that this pre-scene we're about to treat, don't write it in paper or go in with the report, because definitely we are going to give you draft report. That one does not mean that you are going to enter the examination hall with the draft report. You can read it before the examination. Even you can sit down when the exam has not started. But once they ask you to come in, please don't go in with any materials. Maybe the draft report, the calculation, don't go in with anything except with your pen, your paper, and your calculator. Okay, now let's continue. Write your examination number in the space provided. The issue is that, what you need to know is that case study paper, answer sheets, answer booklet is different from every other paper that you have been using to answer your question. It's different from CR, SFM, AAA paper. So case study is different from all those ones. Okay, that is why they said write your number, your examination number in the space provided above. Do not write anything on your question paper except your examination number. Then 4, do not write anything on your docket. Read all instruction in each section of the question paper carefully before answering what? The question. All these things, you can read it on yourself. Don't let us waste our time. Okay? Now, this is what we call pre-scene. And you are to use case study answer booklet for this paper. This is pre-scene. Now, you can read all these things yourself up to that point. At the start of the examination, candidates will receive the complete case scenario, which will include both the pre-scene and the unseen, which include the requirements. You must use the answer paper provided by ICANN in the examination hall. Any solution presented with any other papers will not be marked or assessed. What they are saying is that, see, you are going to have access to both pre-seen and unseen. So it's not that this what you want to read now, you are going to cram it and you will not see it again when you get to examination hall. You are still going to see the same paper when you get there. So you are going to have both unseen and pre-seen. But the advice is that when you get to examination hall, it is not right for you to start reading pre-seen again, because this pre-seen will be with you from now on till the examination date. That should be almost 2 weeks. So you should have digested that story, that case study. You don't need to go back to pre-seen on the examination day. By doing so, you have saved yourself for about 10 or 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes will be enough to do something tangible. Instead of using that 15 minutes to read pre-seen again, that has been with you for almost 2 weeks. That is part one. Now, what are the things they are looking for when you are writing your case study? The first one is assessment of the case study. The marks in the case study examination are awarded for professional skills and are approximately allocated as follows. If you are able to assimilate the information properly, you have 20% mark. Structuring problems and solution. If you are able to write your report to join problems and giving solution, that is, identify the problem in the question, your observation, and you are able to give recommendation, that is 20 marks. Applying judgment, drawing conclusion and making recommendation, demonstrating integrative and multidisciplinary skills, presenting appropriate appendix. We are going to be looking at all this as we move on. Okay, so the mark allotted and everything gives us what? 100%. Now, lack of professional independence or objectivity, conflict of interest among stakeholders, doubtful accounting and creative accounting practice, unethical business commercial practices, inappropriate pressures to achieve a reported result. These are the issues you are to look for. These are the area you are to focus on. When you will start seeing what we are talking about. I think you can read all these things yourself. And this is where our case study starts from. For those who have gone through the case, you will have at least something about the case. You will have at least brief knowledge about the case. Now, November 2023 case study, Adalat Products Nigeria Limited. That is the name of the company. That is the business unit you want to focus on. That is what you are going to write the reports about. Now, this is what we call exhibits. In pre-seen here, they are giving us 5 exhibits here. Then when you get to unseen, they are going to give you additional exhibits, at least nothing less than 5. They can give you from 6 to 10 or from 6 to 11, depending on the volume of information available. Okay, now the first one is that about you, John Obeide. On that day, your name is not John. I mean, your name is not Denga. Your name is not Favor. Your name is not James. Your name on that day when you are writing that paper is John Obeide. And your employer, Adalat Products Nigeria Limited. So it means John Obeide is working in Adalat Products Nigeria Limited. Okay. Number 2, Nigerian economic and business environment. That is another exhibit 2. There's something we have information in that exhibit that you must understand. That is why they put it there. Then number 3, Adalat Products Nigeria Limited history, and products. We need to know about the company. We need to know the profile of the company. And that is the information we are going to see in that Exhibit 3. In Exhibit 4, they said Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, strategy and sustainability. In notes in Exhibit 4, it means we are going to be talking about strategy and sustainability. Then in Exhibit 5, Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, summarize consolidated financial statements from 2019 to 2021. It means by the time you get to Exhibit 5, you have financial statement there, consolidated one, group account. It means this company has subsidiaries or associates. Depend, you don't know information about that yet, but I believe they will still tell you more when you get to on scene. Now, one thing is sure, in this case now, or in this Exhibit 5, they are giving you from 2019 to 2021. So definitely when you see on scene, you are going to see additional 1 more year, which is going to be what? Is going to be 2022. They have given you from 19 to what? To 2021. So definitely you are going to get additional 1 more year in your examination. And that 1 more year is going to be what? Is going to be 2022. I believe we are all good with that word. Okay, let's move on to the next. For those who are writing case study for the first time, I believe they will be getting the gist now. Now, let's go to Exhibit 1. What is it talking about? About you, John Obede. Don't forget, on that day, your name is now John Obede. And your employer, don't forget, this class will end in 10 minutes, so you use the same link to join. Okay? I will just wait for like 30 seconds for you to join so that you don't miss any part of this of the lecture. Now, Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, you are John Obede on that day, writing the professional level of ICANN examination. You are employed as system and control accountant at the group head office of Adalat Products Nigeria Limited. It means you work in Adalat. Okay, and that is where the debate is coming from, up and down. Is internal report, is external report, is internal report, is external report. No problem. Because this person is working in that organization, because you want to communicate within the organization, you use the internal reports. You use memo. Okay? Now, you are reporting to James Olaitan, Group Finance Director. Your responsibility include, but that statement doesn't mean that you are writing this report, either external report or internal report. But I'm still going to share more light on that. Let's continue. Now, what are your expectations? What are your responsibilities? Number 1, preparing detailed financial analysis and report on the performance of the strategic business units. Now, when we say detailed financial analysis and report on the performance, what are they talking about? Detailed financial analysis is talking about ratios and trend analysis. Then reports on the performance is talking about all these ratios you are going to calculate: profitability, efficiency, liquidity, and the rest. That is why you must make sure you are very okay on that on that ratio calculation. That is always the first requirement. Now, analyzing the sub-units financial statements to identify areas of weakness and proving likely solution to correct abnormals. So in this area, they are talking about the strategies you are going to use. Okay, that one is talking about the strategies you are going to use. That is why I said you should go and revise your CSNE very well. You are going to be making use of some strategies. And I think from this, we can predict probably you'll be making use of SWOT analysis. But if they did not ask you to do it, you can just add that one to part of the reports. But when we get there, I'm going to explain that. Just let's take it step by step. Then, number 3, assessing operational and strategic business proposal. That one is talking about business proposal. There will always be business proposal in case study. Probably they want to buy one plant to start processing something. They will find a way of putting business proposal. And that is what we are going to calculate to see if they should go for this proposal, what are the effects. But that one is going to be something you can do without anyone telling you. You just need your basic understanding, basic knowledge of what you have been doing in skills. For those who started from foundation, what you have been doing in foundation, in PM, in SFM, and the likes. That will not be a problem. But let's continue. Now, the next one, they says assessing the group financial and business focus together with the assumption upon which they are based to form judgments and recommendation to the board. Surely, after you have been able to identify all the problems and observations, you must be able to give recommendation. You cannot just identify problems to management, to the board of directors, without providing them what? The solution, which we are going to be looking at as we move on. Number next is review the sub-unit sustainability practices and reporting. What is sustainability? What is it talking about? And what is the reporting on sustainability talking about? Even when recently ICANN had a general meeting on that sustainability, I think last 2 weeks or so, whereby the IFAC president or maybe one of the member came to address all the ICANN chartered accountants and every other stakeholders on Zoom. I attended that meeting, and what that meeting was all about was about sustainability reports. So when I saw this thing, I know that this is what they are about to talk about. So I'm going to talk about it later. I've already prepared material that I'm going to extensively treat that sustainability report and the practices. What are the things you need to know about it? Now, the last one is now drafting reports for the group finance director. Now, this is where you need to note very, very carefully. Draft reports or drafting reports for the group director. You are drafting it to the group director. In that case, it means that will be in form of memo. But now, they now continue. They said to be submitted to the board of, it means you are writing on behalf of your group finance director. And your finance director is not going to be rewriting it again. All he will just do is to look at the reports, adjust any mistake, is going to review it, and then tell you if there's any adjustment you have to make. And once you make that adjustment, it's not going to rewrite it again. The same format you have used for the finance director, that is what the finance director will send directly to the board. You should have been the person to send that report to the board of directors. But because you are not in that position, probably you are not a senior, because group finance director is having higher position than you. So you are not supposed, you are not in that position to send that report to the board. It's going to be the finance director that is going to send it to the board. But you are writing it on behalf of the finance director. However, the finance director will need to review it before sending it to who? To the board. So that is why when I look at those people that are saying it's internal, it's external, it's internal, it's external, no issue. The thing is that our own format we are using for our own draft report doesn't even have issue with either is internal or external. Our format of report can work for both internal and external without any issue. We'll be looking at that as we move on. That is all the requirements. But that is not what you are going to see in the exam. They are going to give you just 2 requirements. But what that requirement will be talking about is the summary of all this responsibility. But they are going to put it in 2. The first one is going to be in form of what? Ratios and the normal financial analysis. The second one is going to be in form of the proposal. I have one that I'm going to show you how that thing is going to look like. But let's continue. Your responsibility demands that you keep yourself abreast with the global and national development in the industry in which the group operates in order to carry out the above task effectively. No issue. We don't know the industry in which this company operates yet. According to this, what we have done so far, we don't know anything about the industry. But we must find out before you go to exam. You must know the industry, and you are familiar. Yes, you know about that industry. Get your research. How did they get their revenue? What are the major costs? How do they recognize their revenue? What are the standards that are very peculiar to that industry? Okay, by the time we start looking at that case now, I will be pointing out what are the standards that you must go and review before you enter the examination hall. Because if they are coming from any angle, that standard will be helping you to detect any error, any mistake. Now, we are talking about the company now, but this meeting will end in next 30 seconds. So just let's wait a bit so that we can have separate record for this section. Exhibit 2. So it means we have 3. Okay. Okay. So let's continue from where we stop.
Come and take this now.
Please mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic, please. Mute your mic, please. Thank you. So let's continue from where we stop. Okay, so we are now in Exhibit 2. Nigerian economic and business environments. So we now want to understand now, generally, what is happening. The Nigerian economy is the largest in Africa. Is that right? Yes. For every statement they are making, we must read it with understanding and be confirming that what they are saying is correct. If there's any issue in that statement, you will jot it down and you talk about it. Okay? The Nigerian economy is the largest in Africa. Yes, that is true. And has experienced significant growth over the past decade. Yes. However, it faces a number of challenges and uncertainties that have impacted in the business environment. That is also correct, because I want to try to mute everybody. Please don't unmute yourself so that I will not be stopping when I'm explaining. So let's go to the next one. One of the most pressing issues in Nigeria, in the Nigerian economy, is the over-reliance on oil as a primary source of revenue. Is that not true? That is true. We only focus on oil, crude oil, and we neglected the other area we can get money. And that is very, very true. This has made the economy vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices and has resulted in a lack of diversification to other sectors. We are unable to diversify. We only focus on only one source of what? Of revenue. Whereas there are so many areas Nigeria can exploit to get revenue. That is very, very correct. Additionally, corruption, political instability, and security challenges in some regions of the country have also impacted economic growth. That is true. Corruption in Nigeria is so much. Then if you go to north side, there is people are killing themselves. If you go to south as well, I think some area too, that if you come to west too, in some area there, it's not that okay. That is very, 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 very correct. And that has really affected our economy. They are right. Despite these challenges, Nigeria has made some progress improving its business environment. Yes, in recent years, the government has implemented several reforms aimed at improving the ease of doing business in the country, such as reducing bureaucracy and improving access to credit. You will see that they are trying to grant loan to people, especially those in agriculture. They have been trying to say, okay, come and get loan. We are going to give you loan, then use that loan to run your business. They have been trying in that area in order to improve the economy. However, there is still room for improvement in areas such as what? Tax administration. The tax keep increasing every time. They are taxing people out of their income. The tax is increasing. They are increasing the withholding, I mean the VAT from 5 to 7.5%. They are increasing the tax tariff. Everything is just, they are just focusing on tax. They want to kill everybody with tax. Regulatory enforcement and infrastructural development. Roads are bad, bridges, there's no infrastructure. Okay, that is the area they need to improve. Now, one potential bright spot for the Nigerian economy is large and growing population. That is a plus for us. Our population, people, we are just increasing. We are increasing. Which presents significant opportunity for business in sectors such as consumer goods, financial services, and technology. Additionally, the current government has prioritized investment in agriculture and manufacturing as part of its efforts to diversify the economy. Now, they are now looking at it. See, I think we should not focus only on crude oil. If we don't want to go into crude oil, let's look for something else we can be doing that can also be bringing revenues for us. And one of the areas they are focusing now, they are trying to prioritize is what? Is investment in agriculture and manufacturing as part of what? Efforts to diversify the economy. I believe you are understanding the case. The first thing to do is to understand the case. If you don't understand the case, if you go to the examination or if they change anything, you will not know what to do again. That is why you must understand the case very well and go and dismantle the case in the examination. One potential bright spot for the Nigerian economy is large and growing population. Okay, I think we have treated that. Overall, while Nigeria faces significant challenges in its economy and business environment, there are also opportunity for growth and what? And development. Despite the challenges we are facing, we still have so much opportunity that we can face. Okay? Even as I'm explaining now, you should be looking at what we call SWOT now. We have weakness, we have strength, we have threats, and the light, opportunity. But let's continue. That's not where we are going to now. Okay, opportunity for growth and development. Continued efforts to address corruption. That is the first thing we must kill. Then improve infrastructure. That is another solution we must find. And diversify the economy will be important for ensuring sustainable growth in the long term. If we want to continue to build this country, to build our economy, the first thing is that we must be able to address this corruption. And the second one is that we must be able to improve the infrastructure. The third one is this, that we must be able to diversify. We must not focus only on the oil and what? And gas. Let's continue from there. Nigerian future economic outlook. Nigerian economy has been struggling in recent years due to a combination of factors, including falling in oil prices. That is one problem. Security challenges, we all understand that, and poor economic policy. The COVID-19 pandemic has also had a significant impact on the what? On the economy, leading to a contraction in GDP in 2020. You know, remember, COVID-19 started in 2019, late 2019, I guess, but it really hit Nigeria in 2020. And from 2020 to today, we are yet to recover from that incident. And that has also contributed to the problem. Okay? Now, let's continue. I'm still trying to introduce that case to you before we get to that main part we are going to. However, the government has taken steps to address these challenges and what? Improved the economic outlook in 2022. The government implemented economic reforms aimed at diversifying the economy away from oil and promoting non-oil exports. Please mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. Okay. So, economy away from oil and promoting non-oil exports. You must understand what they are trying to say there. From oil, it still remains our crude oil we have been selling. And they are now going to non-oil export. What are the non-oil exports? We are talking about the agricultural products that we export to abroad, like cocoa, like what again? Like cotton, like wool, like gold, all these non-oil exports. Okay? The government has also been working to improve the business environment. What do you mean by business environment? That is, our country should be friendly for the investors to come and invest. Not that they will come to Nigeria, they will kidnap them. Not that they will come to Nigeria, they will kill them with tax. And they will need some country, some company even move away from Nigeria to Ghana when we are about to kill them with tax. So we should make our business, we should make our government is making our environment to be friendly for foreign investments and increase access to credit for small and medium-sized enterprises. Additionally, the government has announced plans to increase spending on what? Infrastructure projects such as road, railways, and power plants. You see that they are about solving our problems one by one. The first problem is that we focus only on oil and gas, but now they are trying to diversify. Another thing is that we have very poor infrastructure. Now they are trying to improve. They are spending more on our infrastructure. That is why you can, if you go to many areas in Lagos, there's no how you will see them doing one road or the other, doing this and doing that, because they are trying to what? To correct that error on infrastructure. Now, which could stimulate economic growth and create what? Job opportunities. Don't forget, they are yet to treat the one of corruption in this story we are talking about. So you must make sure you are taking note of everything. It's like they are trying to solve two, but we still have one problem outstanding. The Nigeria economy outlook for 2023 depends on several factors, including the global economic environment, the government ability to implement economic policies, and the success of its infrastructure projects. If these factors align positively with Nigeria, positively, Nigeria could experience an economic rebound and sustain growth in the coming years. That is, all these policies and all their agenda, if all this can be successful, then we will start having what? That is why you can see they are trying to get new railway station. We have one in Oyigbo already and the like. So they have started doing all those things. Now, the state of agriculture business in Nigeria. We want now to want to look at the business they want to diversify to. They have been focusing on oil and gas. So we want to look at the business they are now trying to diversify to. What are the things that we have to know about it? Agriculture is a critical sector in Nigeria economy, employing a significant proportion of the population and contribution to the what? And contributing to the what? To the country's gross domestic product. That's what we call GDP. Nigeria has abundant natural resources. That is a plus for us. We are going to put all these things in our report. It's a plus for us. And it's a plus for this company we are about, this Adalands. That is first point that we are going to take note of. Okay. Now, the Nigeria have abundant natural resources, fertile land, and a favorable climate for what? For agriculture. And this Adaland product is in Nigeria. I think we have not gotten there. By the time we get there, you will start seeing. So by that time, you will know that this one we are talking about is what? Is an opportunity for Adalands to what? To be successful. Because they have natural resources, they have fertile land, they have favorable climate for agriculture. However, the state of agriculture business in Nigeria is a mixed picture. What do you mean by mixed picture? They said, number one, in one hand, the agricultural sector has grown significantly in recent years, with Nigeria becoming the largest producer of what? Of cassava, yams, and cowpeas in the world. That is a plus for us. For Nigeria to become the largest producer of cassava, of yams, and cowpeas in the world, that is additional plus to us. And all these things, you must take note of them. When you must mention them in your reports. These are the things that you are going to tie together when you are writing your report. Including the government has also introduced various initiatives to boost the sector, including the Agricultural Transformational Agenda, ATA, which aims to increasing productivity, reducing food imports, and create what? Job. So that is why you are seeing them closing border and the like, so that we can patronize our own local food. They are trying to reduce the imported food into Nigeria. That is a plus. And you are going to mention all this one in your report. Okay? Now, let's continue. On the other hand, the sector is still facing numerous what? Challenges. The first one we treated is positive. But now they are not giving us the other side of it. And for us, for them to give us that other side, it means they want us to mention, to talk about it. So on the other hand, the sector is still facing numerous challenges, including inadequate infrastructure. Although they have started solving that problem, they have planned to solve that problem, but that problem is still there. They are yet to solve it. Insufficient funding. There's no money. They are only planning to give credit facility to who? To the small business, to small scale business. Okay? Low mechanization and low access to technology. Most of our farmers don't even go to school, or It's only few of them that go to school. That yes, so we want to study agriculture. I want to study agriculture. I want to go into agriculture. And you go to school, you get your degree. Most of people that study agriculture in the school, go and check them. They are not doing that agriculture something. Most of them, maybe they are looking for a job to work in bank. Most of them are writing ICANN to be a chartered accountant. Most of them are doing their own business. None of them want to go into agriculture proper. And they have gone to school to get all this technology, to get all these strategies, but they are not ready to implement it. Okay? Now, which aims at increasing, I think we are done with that. These challenges have hampered the growth and development of agricultural business in Nigeria. So when you are looking for their other side, this is negative side, and you must be able to treat it as well. Okay? Another significant challenge is that high level of post-harvest losses due to poor storage facility, inadequate transportation system, and inadequate processing facility. These losses reduce the profitability of agricultural businesses and discourage investment in the sector, because there's no place to put all your harvest, and you may not be able to sell them everything at the same time at a go, and that one will not be like a wasted efforts, and that is discouraging people from going there into that sector. These are the areas that you are going to identify. These are the problems you are going to identify. These are the challenges you are going to identify in the case. And don't forget, once you identify all these challenges in the case, when you are writing your recommendation, you will now refer it back to that challenges. What are the solutions that you think government can do to address that challenge? For the storage, for the post-harvest losses, what could be the result? What could be the solution for that? You will give them the solution. Inadequate transportation system, what do you think government can do? Government can provide, can help farmers, can help agricultural sector in transportation. They can buy pickup, they can buy buses that can transport goods from local area to urban area. That is one of that is I've given you one recommendation already. Just put it in your recommendation. Government can sponsor farmers. They can buy buses, they can buy pickup, they can buy a trailer that will be able to carry or transport their products from local area into city or urban area, where they will be able to sell in within week or within days and get their money on time. With that area, it will encourage people to go into farming, to go into agriculture, and get what? And get their money, their return on their investment. So all these challenges, you are going to identify them, and you also supply the solution. Okay, case study is very interesting if you understand it. Moreover, the sector is heavily reliant on smallholder farmers who face various challenges, including low access to credit, lack of input, and inadequate market access. These challenges limit their productivity and profitability, which ultimately affect the entire value chain. What are we saying? Now, if they want to give credit now, from the beginning of that statement, from the beginning of this case, they said they are giving loan, they are giving credit to small scale business. Small scale business. This small scale business, what can they produce? They cannot produce in large quantity. They can only produce they cannot produce more than, let's say, food that will feed 1,000 people. Product that will feed 1,000 people. And we have over millions of people in Nigeria. And we are even thinking of selling to abroad. If you have not been able to feed your people in the house, in your home, how will you think of getting outside to sell to people outside? And that's where that's another challenge. So what are they going to do? They should not only sponsor the small scale agriculture. They should sponsor. They should make sure there is more. The small scale business increase their capacity so that they will be able to meet demand both at home and abroad. In conclusion, while there have been significant strides in the agricultural sector in Nigeria, there are still significant challenges that need to be addressed to enhance the growth and development of agricultural business. The government needs to invest in infrastructure. One, that is your recommendation now. Increase funding, promoting mechanization, and provide better access to technologies to overcome these challenges. Additionally, stakeholders in the sector must work together to create what? A conducive environment for investment so that people can come from outside to invest in that industry, promote innovation, and provide support to smallholder farmers. But take note, you are not to pick all these recommendations word for word. We are not to write all these things word for word in your exam in the case study. So if you want to write recommendation 1, you now say, government needs to invest in infrastructure. That's recommendation 1. You go to recommendation 2, government should increase funding. Now, recommendation 3, promote mechanization. Recommendation 4, provide better access to technologies to overcome these challenges. If you write it like that, that is what we call copy and what? And paste. And error. There's no mark for copy and paste. You must be able to reform that statement. To reform that statement. Like that infrastructure I'm talking about now. Instead of me to say infrastructure, I can say what do you think government can do that is part of infrastructure? Government should build road that will lead from local area to urban area for easy access of transportation of what? Of agricultural products. Doing that alone, you have already talked about the infrastructure, but you are not mentioning infrastructure. You have already reframed that statement to be different from copy and what? And case. Improve ease of doing business. Okay, another person is giving a point here. Fine. Okay, and the like, but don't ever copy and paste for examiner in case study. If you copy and paste, but you can look at that point they have given to you, look at it and use it to form a point that is different from what they have given to you. I think some people are dropping. Let me look at it. It's not a question. I'm trying to see. Considering this report will be directed to the board mostly for the internal use of. Don't worry, just still hold on that. I'm still going to treat. I'm going to open the floor for questions we are going to discuss. But let me just run through this case so that you will have a good idea. By the time we start discussing all these things, you understand. Now, we have talked about the whole challenge, general challenge in Nigeria about agriculture. Now, we are now back to the company we are talking about. Now, why do we need to first talk about that environment? Because this company wants to operate in that environment. And for this company to operate in that environment, we must know information about the environment is about to what? To operate. We must know the challenges. We must know the strengths. We must know the challenges. We must know the good parts of that environment. And as you, as a system control or finance director, if you want to go into any business, or for example, you want to marry a lady, or you want to marry somebody, you must do your investigation. You must know the person very well. Is the person a graduate? Which language is the person which tribe is the person? Is the person into fight or whatever? What type of character is the person having? You must do your investigation. The same thing. This company wants to operate in Nigeria. So they have already given us all the necessary information about that environment this company is going to operate. Okay, now let's talk about this company itself now. Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, history and products. Adalat International is a global leader. That's just underlined first. A global leader. It's not a follower. It's not a challenger, but a leader. When you see a leader, you know that, yes, a leader in the food, feed, and fiber agriculture, business. The company focuses on high growth emerging markets, with strategic objective of delivering superior return to its shareholders, at the same time maximizing the value of its other stakeholders. That is a perfect statement. Okay, you are responsible to your shareholders, that is your investors, but you are not only responsible for your investors, you also have concern for the stakeholders. And who are the stakeholders here? We are talking about the the employees. We're talking about the customers. We're talking about the suppliers. We're talking about the government. We're talking about the people, general people, those who are buying your products. They are your stakeholders. So you also value them. That is a good one. Now let's continue. From this first statement now, we are not seeing any negative thing about this company. They are global leader. Okay. They have growth, emerging market value, and they also have interest of their shareholders and the stakeholders in general. Adalat International was established in 2005 with just one product in one country when they started. One product in one country. Trading in cashew from Nigeria to India. That is when they started. Trading from Nigeria to India, that thing must run into your mind that this company is an international company. And so therefore, regulation, the policy of Nigeria government will affect this company. And policy in India is going to affect the company as well. Because if you look at the statement they gave us, is a consolidated financial statement. So it means the company in India, whatever government policy on them will affect their revenue. The government in Nigeria, whatever thing they give them will also affect their revenue. And you are going to consolidate these things together. So definitely, if one of them is affected, it will also affect our revenue generally. Now, Adalat is a leading, they are repeating it again. They said leader, they say it's a leading. So it means they want you to note that word. Business, operating from seed to sell. It means they plant, they also sell. So they grow it in 72 countries. Now, it's no longer in Nigeria to India again. They are now operating in 72 countries, supplying food and industry, raw materials to over 15,000 customers worldwide. This is a big company into agriculture. The company specializes in the food, feeds, fiber products, and is aligned to the key trends of meeting the rising demand for staple food and fiber in high growth markets. So it means they have been meeting their demand, as well as the shifts to protein-based diets in the jurisdiction. The international headquarters of the company is now in what? In Lepa, India. You must also take note of that. So the group headquarters is in what? Is in India. Is not in Nigeria. So Nigeria is just going to be like a subsidiary to the one in India. So Nigeria, which is Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, will not be the group company. It's going to be a subsidiary to the one in India, NEPA. Okay, let's continue. I think we are getting to where we are going. I hope you are not going to sleep. This is after 9. So if you are tired, let me know so that we know what to do. Products, the company produces grains, integrated food, and protein, edible oils, rice, specialty grains, and seed, cotton, and all these products we are looking at, they are all non-oil exports that the Nigeria government are trying to look at. They are trying to diversify into. Okay, so no wala. Let's look at the geographical location. Adalat has operations in Europe, Middle East, East Africa, and West Africa. They are all over. Adalat evolved from engaging in the procurement of several primary commodities like shoe nuts, cocoa, cashew, before expanding its operation to include branded packaged food, imports, and exports. They only focus on seed, on the raw products before, but now they're now improving it. Like before, you just buy your gari at the market, but now they are packaging your gari in nylon, and they are going to put label. The same thing to your pando yam. Before, there's nothing like pando yam, but now they are trying to package that product, okay, into nylon, that you can just use it. When you are done, you keep it for some time. That is what these people are also doing here. Adalan Product Nigeria Limited, which is also short form of APNL, was established in Nigeria in 2015. This one we are about to talk about now was established in 2015. It has the operational presence in all the 6 geopolitical zones. Where this geopolitical zone, it means in west, in southwest, in north, in east, in west, and the likes. In that 6, they have their presence there. They are everywhere. Local buying agents, wholesalers, supplier, farmers, APLL is presently dealing with over 400,000 farmers, thereby generating a lot of indirect employment for the Nigeria populace. They are creating employment for who? For Nigeria, for people. That is a plus, and you must state it. You must talk about it because it's a plus for Nigeria. So if Nigeria actually allow them, if they have a good environment to work in, it's going to also add to us, it's going to add to Nigeria economy generally. It's going to reduce unemployment. Okay? It's going to contribute to our GDP and the likes. APN source procures, grades, processes, and exports various agricultural products such as cotton, sesame, cashew, cocoa, and coffee. The company is also into rice farming and mining operation. Okay, rice farming and mining operation. The headquarters of APL is located at numbers 7 to 11 and the light Odba, Ikeja, Lagos. So it's in Lagos. So Lagos people, congratulations. But let's continue. APM presently has up to 4,000 staff. That is a good one. For a company to have over 4,000 staff, it means they are already helping the economy, the economy in general. If these 4,000 staff are unemployed, they are going to be causing problem on the streets and in every other area. Sir, can we go to the exam hall with this prison question? No, you can't go with it. You are going to see this question on your, they are going to give you both pre-seen, this question, and unseen in the examination hall. The two together will be formed together as one question for you on that day. So you are not allowed to go in when you are writing that examination paper. But you can go with it before you start the exam. You can be reading it. The draft report I'm going to send, we are going to prepare to. You can study it very well before you enter the examination hall. But don't go in with it. Okay. Please mute your mic. Some people are still, I'm hearing something like noise there. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So we are good with this one. We are good with this aspect. So this case will be in your exam. It's part of your examination. So it's going to be the combine of unseen and pre-seen. Okay, so let's continue from where we stop. How do we get the draft report? It's only this part. It's only today that is. It's only the introduction that is free. Okay, the calculation will be tomorrow, and the draft report will be ready on Sunday. And that will be for only our students and those who have registered for the pre-seen. Okay. But this one, I'm just doing this introduction generally for everybody to join for free. Okay. Okay, so let's continue from where we stop. Adalat Product Nigeria Limited, strategic and sustainability. That is where we are about to talk about now. So our strategic focus, this meeting will end in 1 minute, so don't forget to join back. I will wait for 30 seconds. Our strategic focus, we are set to offer tomorrow's products and services today. That is their own strategy. So what we need tomorrow, they are ready to offer it today. So it means they are very proactive. That is what that statement is saying. We play a pivotal role in agricultural value chain, sourcing raw materials and transforming them to deliver what? Food. It means that is why they call them, they said they are from what? From seed to shelf. They started from where? Okay, so that is why they said they are from seed to what? To shelf. From seed to shelf. When it says from seed to shelf means from the raw material to what? To finished products. That and their packaging and the like. Okay, so let's continue. We are almost finishing that story. I just want you to understand this case very well, so that when we are writing our reports, even if they change anything, you will also know what has changed. What do you need to put there? What are you not supposed to put? What are you supposed to add? Because we are only seeing pre-seen. We are not seeing unseen. So you need to understand the case very well. In case anything happens, you will know how to maneuver your question, your answer, your solution. Okay, so let's continue. Feed and fiber to the world. Consumer preferences for the food and ingredients are rapidly what? Evolving with greater emphasis on health and natural value. Clean labeling, authenticity, supply chain, feasibility, sustainability. I'm still to talk about that sustainability very soon. These preferences are driving a rethink towards products that are right for me, right for the planet, and right for the producer. We refresh our strategies to meet this changing consumer landscape as we continue to invest in our capability and capitalize on the key emerging trends of health, wellness, traceability, and what? And sustainability. We are focused on furthering our leadership in our choosing business or businesses and creating greater value of our shareholders, customers, suppliers, employees, and partners. So it means they still remain the shareholders and the stakeholders. So all these people I'm just mentioning, they are still part of the stakeholders. Okay, so they don't have issue with that, all these things they are mentioning. So you can leave it. Our capacity and how we are differentiated. Our strategy is to deploy the following: differentiated value-added solution and services based on the key industry, trendings, health and wellness, sustainability, and digital, creating significant opportunities for growth, network of millions of farmers and own farms, unrivaled origination, and the like. All these things, you can read it yourself. So this is their capability. Don't forget, every exhibit you see have what you must take from there. Then what is their objective? Their objective is to maximize long-term intrinsic value of our continued shareholders. Then vision, to be the most differentiated and valuable global food and agribusiness by 2030. I think that is still fine. No issue with that. Every organization must have their vision and their objective. What is their purpose? Purpose, re-image global agriculture. I think that makes sense because people have been saying this. People have not been going to agricultural aspect of job, Abi. But if you are looking at this company, and this company are doing fine, they are making profit, and they are at the stage of maturity, many people will like to go into that organization. If someone is selling pure water and someone is not doing something or is doing something, and you see that this person that is selling pure water is making money every day, is making money every day, is good, people will start rushing into selling that pure water as well. And that is why that people is reimagining global agriculture and food system, transitioning to the to the position elsewhere to meet involving customer preferences in the next 10 years to own our winning business model. What is our goal? By 2030, we will be a global food and agribusiness that delivers food, feeds, and fiber along with innovative solutions to support our customer growing. All this one too, we are going to talk about it. I'm going to write all this thing in my draft report. You are going to see how it's going to look like, so that all you just have to do is to study the report before you go. Practice it on your own at least 2 times before you go. And once you enter, make sure you know how to link the preseen solution you have with you to the unseen problem you have, so that the two can link together and have a full report. Okay, so it's like we are giving you half solution before you enter the examination. So when you get to the examination, you must be able to link this half solution, use this half solution to solve the half problem you have in the exam. So on that day, it's not going to be left with you and your solution you have with you. Now, to achieve this goal, we have set the following target. What is the target? We have this REO greater or equals to 12% from 2021. So it should not be less than, it must be equal or greater than 12%. Okay, then EBITDA and invested capital. That one is talking about working capital plus fixed capital, which must be greater than 15%. That is just like a return on employed, return on the capital employed. That is what the investors, the shareholders, that is what they are targeting. That if we go into this business, we must at least have this particular return. Our net debt to equity should be less than 2 throughout the plan period. So it means in this case, they don't want their company to go into debt too much. If the total debt over total equity is giving them 2, so you should know by the time we start doing the ratio analysis, we are going to explain and interpret every ratio we are going to calculate. Okay? Let's go to where we are. Where are we now? I think we have started from here before. I think I've finished that. So let me see where we are. We have settled this. Okay, this is where we are. So what is their strategic slogan? This one doesn't make more. We have 3 slogans to drive our business strategy. These are right for me, And the right from, if you look at the content of that, their slogan, we'll also talk about the sustainability aspect, healthy eating, customization, premiumization, authenticity, natural ingredients, flavor and color, and the like. Right for the planet. Right for the planet is talking about environmental concern. Maybe you are the one into, you are into a factory. You produce, let's assume you produce rubber. Fine. I think that's a good example. You produce rubber. Your factory, you have a factory that is producing rubber. How do you treat the environment? Because there's going to be gas, there's going to be pollution in that particular community you are operating. How do you care for that environment? That is right for the planet. Care for the environment, social equity, assurance, supply chain provenance and traceability, direct link to producer. Then how I live and consume, out of home, snacking, omni-channel purchasing, all this one. Let's forget all this one. Market focus. What is their market focus? Our strategy is to focus on strong business platform with leading position in attractive market segments, including global food, ingredients, all this one. You mention all this one in your report. By the time I'm writing my report, you see how I'm going to use it. Balance capital allocation with selective integration into the value chain, special thrust on midstream and add value ingredients. They said 50% of our internal capital allocated to midstream ingredient in 2024 for current 39%. And global presence and leadership to serve global what? Customer, because they want to be everywhere in the whole world. That is why they are in 72 countries and they are still counting. That is what we call global presence and leadership. Okay, all this one we had it our report, and you're going to see where I'm going to insert it. Now, products. Our overall strategy is to work closely with our customer. That is a good one, so that you know what they want. Share our fresh idea to inspire new products. You know, you may not know what your customer needs until you work closer to the customer. And once you know the problem of the customer, that is when you can now supply the solution to them. And when you supply solution to them, they will now patronize you, because everybody, we are all looking for solution. Like now, you are also looking for solution to this case study. Okay, so you work closely to your customer. New product concepts and sustainability impact projects. This co-creation deliver value, support their business growth, and create real change for people and planets. All these things, they are the strategy. Then specifically, our strategy is to offer products that are natural, nutritious, and delicious. That's the good one. They have good strategies on ground. Now, reliable and traceable, tailored. Leverage our global network and on the ground intent. Manage quality food safety, traceability, and security of supply across the integrated value chain. Okay, when we say value chain, we are talking about from the start of the process to the final. Okay, from raw material you bring it, you process it. From process, you have to sell it, you transfer it to the production, from production to marketing, from the marketing they will sell, from the sales people, if there's anything they want to reservice, or if your own you have warranty on that product. If it has problem within 1 month, they will bring it to you. You will reservice it. That is value chain. Go back to your CSMA and understand that value chain process. We also have from HR to technology, from technology to the production to finance and every other. Those are the secondary value chain. While this one, we have the primary value chain. All these things will be discussed extensively. How to win. During the plan period, we will strive to offer leadership and talents, That is how they want to win. Operational excellence. By the time you can deliver your service excellently, then you are winning. Then if you can prove as a leader, then you are winning. Strength and streamline and focus our portfolio. If you are very focused on your portfolio, that is what you are really into, what you are producing, you have also then improving our margin. You cannot just be producing without having profit. You must be able to have the profit. You can see that one of the problems of this industry, as we have been discussing before, is the low in what? In profitability. And they said their mentality is to have to improve the margin, offer differentiated products, services in existing and new channels. The one they have been doing before, we want to do it separately, and they have been doing that before now. What other agricultural company they have been doing is just to go to the farm, get the material ready, and sell it in the market. But these people, they want to make it different. What are they going to do? No problem. They will bring it from the forest or from their farm. They will process it and repackage it. That one alone, repackaging, make it different from every other companies. Then explore investment in new engines for growth and digital marketing innovation. That is where the technology is coming from. So it means they are ready to go into technology to improve their what? To improve their sales. And if you go back to challenges in agricultural industry that we discussed first in this case, one of the problem is what? Is poor in technology. But these people, the way we are looking at it, and they have already marked their strategies how to win, they are likely to what? To be successful in this industry. They have tried to improve their margin. They have tried to go into digital. They have tried to be a leader. They have also tried to, so many things we are going to discuss about in that report. Now, I think this should be the almost last one. Sustainability strategies. I think we are almost done. Before I now show you the other part of that. So sustainability strategies and practices and reporting. What is he talking about? Our sustainability mission is to leave the world a better place than we met it. So if we, for example, a company that is into oil and gas, we all know that they are going to drill oil out of the ground, Abi. And if you go to the south part, that is why most of them, they don't have good drinking water. Yes or no? Because of the drilling of the oil from the ground, and the water is already what? Damaged. So what are they going to do? These people, assuming they are operating in that area, they have to make sure they give back to the environment. They want to make sure that they take care of that community. They want to make sure that they maintain what? Better, make it a better place for that community, even better than how they met that community. Therefore, we are reinventing global agriculture through our operational ability to make material impact on improving farmer livelihood, increasing community well-being, that is good, and in regenerating our living world. We organize that we succeed or fail together. That is a good one. So it means from their vision, if you go back to their vision and their goal, they said they have the concern of their stakeholders. And from this statement, you will see that they are re-emphasizing it on that again. That, see, if we succeed or we fail, we succeed and fail together. The same thing to HOA too. As of accountant, we can say, see, that is why I was trying to call all our students that they must be in class. Because if they succeed, we succeed together. If they fail, and God forbid, we fail together. That is the strategy that you have with you. Okay? Which is why we have to set ourselves an ambitious goal, and why sustainability is a key enabler for our strategic plan. It is our way of doing business, and it is what we expect from our business partner. So it becomes part of us. You can't just do without making sure that everybody are okay. Our goals and milestones are signposts along with the continuous journey that is intended to strengthen our company, as strengthen the people we met and the community and the environment in which we operate. Our revolutionary sustainability insight platform for agriculture supply chain at source provide customer with a single view across their supply chain sustainability parameters, as well as insight into how to influence these elements for better. I'm just trying to rush that area because I have other material to show you within short period of time. Our goal and milestone are signed. Okay, I think I've done that. The end-to-end metrics. The end-to-end metrics is talking about tracking. Just don't go and sleep. You must make sure you monitor, you track, you follow up from end-to-end matrix. Action plan, corresponding narrative can be used by customer to meet what? Sustainability requirements. You may not know what they need, but when you interview them, when you hear from them, build brand trust and confidence reports on sustainability initiative and transform what? Supply chain. Now, what are the innovation and technology? We're still talking about that APNL. The technology helps us to collect data. That is good. That is what they want to use their technologies for. To improve transparency and to give farmers the information needed to grow the volumes and quality of what? Quality of crops. Most of them are still using old methods. They don't know that there are some other ways they can use to plant the same crop, and it will develop within few months or short period of time. Now, before, we have two types of chicken that they used to produce. There's one we call local. And if you focus on that local will take almost 1 year. It will not be more than this, very, very small. But there's another one, we call it agric, or boiler or whatever. Within 3 months, if we take care of that one, it will be very big. Which one are you going to go for? That is what these are the technology they will need. I mean, they will need to learn for them to operate in that industry. Okay. Now, customer also needs technology. Why? Enhancing their livelihoods. Now, reporting. I think this should be almost the last one. Adela believes that sustainability should sit at the heart of the business. It's one of the 4 key enablers to deliver our strategic plan. We report against our sustainability goals in our annual report. In summary, I'm going to show you how sustainability reports look like. I'm going to show you how and why you need to understand that material very well. Why detailed sustainability report is prepared as at the end, as a standalone report on the yearly basis. As I'm looking at it like this, now that they are giving you financial statements, there's likely that they will give you sustainability reports because they said they have that one standalone. So they will give you that one alone as well. And if you look at it very well, I'm going to show you the requirements now. We use the Global Reporting Initiative as a guidance framework. We also endeavor to incorporate how we manage and engage our stakeholders. We take a multiple capital approach. I'm going to explain that word too. What do you mean by capital? No, for every case study question of ICAN, the last page of that question, will always tell you something that is coming up. Okay? It will tell you, it will be like a green light for you that this is where we are coming. This is where we are talking about. Okay? Now, they are talking about we take a multiple capital approach. That is first thing you have to mention. You have to take note. Then they are talking about sustainability reports, stand-alone reports. Okay? Reporting under manufacture, human, social, natural, intangible, and intellectual capital. Our finance or for sustainability function, they call it F4X, has also developed the Adalat Integrated Impact Statement. Okay, a tool for multi-capital what? Accounting. Go and look for the meaning of that multi-capital accounting. Go and find your research on it. Understand, especially that last part, that last page before this financial statement. Make sure you understand it very well. So let me explain this exhibit 5 very quickly. There's nothing much here. I just want to open your eye to what you have not seen. The only thing you have not seen here is that I hope you know that this one is a consolidated financial statement. The previous one they have been given is just a single statement, but this one is a consolidated financial statement. So it means this is a group account. Okay, so they are going to definitely they are going to review the subsidiary to you. Okay, they might. Let's look at it. Let's see how it goes. Now, this other income you are seeing, are we supposed to have other income immediately after sales of goods and cost of goods or goods sold? It's not supposed to be there. Other income should come under the what? Under the gross profit. And if you look at it here very well, there's nothing like gross profit here. They have omitted it. Okay. Then in this case, they are saying net gain or loss from changes in fair value of biological asset. Go back to your notes. Go and check IAS 41. IAS 41 is talking about biological assets. And what is it talking about? Go and study it. That is another thing. Because for these people to get their revenue, it's either they give you the list of things they want to sell or whatever. But this biological asset, IAS 41, make sure you have understanding of it. And how do you recognize the income there? It means the fair value minus cost to sell. And what is even the biological asset? Biological asset simply means maybe your livestock. Okay, maybe your plant, but the plant we are talking about is plant that can last more than 1 year. And the plant can also generate revenue. For example, your palm tree, your palm tree can last for 1 year, more than 1 year. And it will also be generating crops for you, fruit for you every year. And in that every year, you will be selling that fruit to make profits, to generate revenue. That is biological assets. The same thing to your plant. The same thing to your, for those who have a pig, your pig is also biological asset. If you check IAS 41, you will understand what that aspect is saying. Okay? I think that is what you don't know there. You know every other thing. Then don't forget, share of result from joint venture and associate. There's no issue with that one. We all know the meaning of associate. Anything less than 51% is associate. Abi? Except if it is around 10%, you can say that this is just is ordinary investments. But at this point, I think it's going to be that side. Okay, don't forget this taxation you are seeing. I think there is pioneer status on taxation for agriculture. Make sure you also understand that area. They can come anywhere. You just see them giving you different kind of story and the likes. What again do I want you to know here? I think you are good. Let's look at the statement of financial position. We have intangible. We have right to use assets. Right to use assets or right of use assets. Sorry, it's talking about lease. That is IFRS 16. Go and look at that. Intangible assets, IS 38. The factors is talking about IS 12. Joint investment, that is group. Just make sure you revise all this standard. And I think I'm seeing financial instrument there too. Derivative, that is IFRS F9. Derivative instruments. The advance payment to supplier, all this one, they are good to go. Margin account with brokers. That one is talking about capital investment, security, bonds, and the like. So just make sure you look at that area. Now, before I go, I have two materials to show you now. Please, they are very, very important. Don't miss that, especially the last material I'm going to show you. Okay, but let me show you this one of sustainability first. So after that sustainability, I will now show you the last aspect that I want to show you. Sustainability report, Abi. Okay, I think I have it here. Let me just show you that. Okay, so this is how sustainability reports look like. Okay, this is how it looks like. I believe you can see my, okay, fine. You can see my, too much. Okay. All right. I think we are good to go. So this is how the formats of sustainability reports look like. You can see the company executive summary, introduction. I think I have a question. I'm still going to entertain question as many as you saw. Are we going to talk about the standard you just mentioned in our report? Okay, don't worry. I'm going to address all those questions after the. It depends on how they want to come. Okay, let's assume that in that proposal now, the proposal they want to give you is talking about biological assets. So anything you want to identify in that biological asset must be according to the standard of IAS 41. Because in this question now, in this case now, we don't know the proposal, how the proposal is going to come. So if the proposal is going to be on biological assets, you must know the treatment of biological assets. And to identify the biological assets, it means the fair value, that is the value of that particular biological asset, maybe pig, maybe plantain, maybe the palm tree, the amount you are going to sell it today, the fair value in the market, and the cost that is going to cost you at the point of selling. Maybe you are going to transfer it from here to the market. Maybe there's going to be commission to the person that is going to sell it for you. That is what we call cost to sell. So that fair value minus cost to sell will now be what? Will be your selling price. I mean, would be your price. Okay, but that's not where we are going now. I just want you to see the format of the sustainability. I will now explain more on sustainability before I go to the last part, and then I will entertain your question. We discuss together. So we have introduction, environmental sustainability. They must report on that standalone report they said they have been doing. This is how it's going to look like if they want to give you in the exam. So it's going to have, the content is going to have introduction. It's going to have an environmental sustainability report, energy efficiency. How are they using the energy? I'm going to share this material with you on the platform, on our WhatsApp group. Then how do they treat waste management? Okay. How do they convert water conversion? How do they treat social responsibility? These are the sustainability we are talking about. Community engagement. How are they involving the community? Employee well-being. How are they treating their employee? How are they treating their staff? You know, there are some companies that if you work in that environment, if you work in that company, you will blame yourself for going to that company, because the company is so terrible, very cruel people in that company. So how are they treating the well-being of the company, diversity and inclusion. Is it only Igbo people in that company? Is it only Yoruba people in that company? Is it only Hausa people you can see in that company? Is there any diverse? Is there any intergroup in that company? We provide diversity and inclusion training to promote a more inclusive work environment. Economic sustainability, supply chain. You can just study this one. Then it's going to have financial responsibility, reporting and accountability, future plan, and conclusion. Okay, that is just on that report. I will share it. So what is the meaning of sustainability? Sustainability is an organization's reverse to the what? To the practice of conducting business operations in a manner that minimize negative impacts, negative impact on the environment, society, and the economy, while also ensuring long-term success and resilience. It involves a commitment to balancing economy, social, and environment concern, often refers to as triple bottom line. Please, I'm going to share this material. Just try to flip through it. And in case they are coming from this place, you just wait for them and give it to them immediately as they ought. What are the key aspects of sustainability in organization? First one is environmental sustainability. We have social sustainability. By the time you read through the material, you are good to go. Economic sustainability, stakeholder engagement. That is, you engage your staff, your employee, your customer, and so on. Then transparency and reporting. There must be transparency between the organization and the environment. Okay. Innovation and research, sustainable supply chain, legal and regulatory compliance, and corporate social responsibility. This one is also part of key points, key area. And this thing also can form part of your report, even if they did not ask you. When you are talking about sustainability in that report, you can pull out your point from here, and you are going to say, I'm going to make some points here to make up my report. That is why you can continue to write that report for almost, the case study is 4 hours. You will use that 4 hours. You will still be asking yourself if we are not done yet, because there are so many things for you to write, and you have not even exhausted that point yet. So that is why you must make sure you manage your time. You must write executive summary. Don't worry, I'm still going to show you that one very, very quickly. So what is the summary? The sustainability in an organization is not only a moral and ethical imperative, but also increasingly a business necessity. It is thus important for every organization now to start writing sustainability reports. And especially the last ICAM meeting I just said we attended last 2 weeks. IFAC was conducting that meeting, and I was also there. They're talking about sustainability reports that they are going to start putting. Oh, now I'm even getting it more. In that meeting, ICAM president, Mr. Godwin, was saying that one of the way to improve sustainability report is by inculcating that sustainability report into syllabus. Yes, I'm just getting that now. So they said they're going to add it to the syllabus so that we can start learning it and we can start practicing it. And this is why this one is even coming up this time around. I said it that I can always use trendy things, something that is trending, new developments, to set their question. Okay. Okay, so what are the elements of sustainability report? You can read through yourself. Introduction, sustainability, materials, stakeholders. Please just read this one up yourself. I will share the materials. Now, the only thing I want to talk about is how to review sustainability reports. How to review sustainability reports. Now, after this one, I will now show you why I'm talking about SARS. Since this is an internal report, are we going to write the background of the organization? Don't worry, just hold on. Reviewing sustainability reports of organization is an important step in assessing their environment, social, and governance performance. Here are some steps to effectively review sustainability reports. So how do we review sustainability reports? After this, I will now show you why I have to prepare this material. 1, understand the purpose and scope. 2, check for compliance. 3, assess transparency and credibility. 4, analyze materiality. 5, review environmental performance. That is, examine the organization's environmental performance data, including energy consumption, greenhouse gas emission, water usage, waste management, and biodiversity impact. Okay. Evaluate social performance, scrutinize government practices, review the organization practices, consider stakeholder engagement, assess goal setting and progress, compare with previous reports, look for case study and best practices. I want to believe none of us is tired already now. So please don't be tired. We are almost done with it. We are almost done with it. Okay, so let's continue. So we have okay, so we have all this as we have stated. So seek additional information and the like. How to assess operational and strategic proposal. So once you read this one, I think I need to go back to that material now. So let's go back to that. Let's go back to that case study itself. There's something we are yet to. So let me show you why I have come here. Let me show you why I prepared that material. Writing that report is not a problem, but you must first know. Okay, fine. You must first know what you want to do first before you start writing the reports. Okay. Why I prepared that material on sustainability? Look at number 4. Number 4 says what? Review the subunit sustainability practices and reporting. What do you want to review if you don't know the meaning of sustainability? Are you getting it now? You must know what sustainability is all about. You must know what and what it entails. You must know if they are doing fine, if they are doing something right or not. Okay, that is why that sustainability is very important for you to understand. And that is why I intentionally prepare that sustainability. Then number 2, they say assessing the group financial and business focus together with the assumption. So I also prepared that material because of these two, because we have not been seeing these two before in the previous case study. So they are introducing this review sustainability practices and reporting for the first time. Me, I'm saying for the first time. And for you to tackle that question, you must understand what sustainability report is all about. Okay? So please just understand it and make sure you know what it's talking about. Now, that's last part I want to talk about. So you talk about the SWOT analysis to also talk about that reports review of sustainability. Okay, so the last one now, last aspect, before I share the last one. Now, multiple capital approach. What is it talking about? It's a framework used in the context of sustainability and corporate reporting. It extends to traditional financial accounting perspective, which primarily focuses, I want us to finish by 10, 15, nothing more than that. 10, 15, just try to hold on to 10, 15. We are going to round up. Okay, so we have financial capital, social capital. So when you talk about the financial capital, this represents the traditional monetary resources a company has at its disposal, such as what? Cash, equity, and debt. That is what they can use to run the business. Then when you talk about social capital, please mute your mind. Social capital encompasses the relationship, network, and reputation of the company. Network and what? And reputation of the company. You can read that one up yourself. Then when we talk about the capital, human capital, we talk about the manufactured capital, we talk about intellectual capital, we talk about cultural capital, and the likes. Okay, I have just one last one to show you. How can they come in the exam? We have just how they used to put it in the exam. So, like I said, they are going to give you additional 6 requirements. They're going to give you additional 6, or they can give you 5. Depends on how it is. Now, in that one of the requirements, we are assuming to be Exhibit 6. That Exhibit 6 will now be mail from your supervisor, from your partner. And this is how it's going to look like, that mail. Okay? This is how that mail is going to look like. Now, which dates are we going to use? Any date they put on this mail is the date you are going to use on your report that day. If they put 16 November 2021, it means you are going to put 16 November 2021. But it's not going to be the same day of this. It's going to be like a day after this date. These are the technical parts you must know in that, because this aspect will not be given to us in the exam. I mean, this aspect is not part of the prelim. You'll be the only one to see it in the exam. And how are you going to determine that this is what I'm going to do? Is by knowing the fundamental. So any date you see here, let's go on now. As you are aware, the next board meeting at which our operational and strategic plan for the coming year will be considered in 2 weeks. They said it's going to be in 2 weeks. So your date you are going to put here now will be a day after this date. And it's not going to be more than 2 weeks. So it means you can use November 7th, you can use 6th, you can use November 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11, 12. Any of this day is fine. Because you have to also leave a day for your finance director to review that report for correction before he now send it towards to the board of directors. At this meeting, the board will like to review our performance to assist the board in taking decision on our business proposals I attach with here with exhibit 6 to 10. It can be 6 to 10, it depends. In respect of details of our strategic plan, contract supply service, rise and whatever, they can just give you any business proposal. They will give you that one in the question. Then please draft for my review. That is how they are going to put it. Please draft for my review a report addressed to the board. This is why I said in this one now, we can now be saying is internal, is now internal. But our format we are using, there's nothing like internal or external. Our format goes with both of them. I'm going to show you very briefly, but I will not explain anything about it because that is for the last day of this. So requirement 1, this is how the requirement 1 always look like. And if you look at this requirement 1, you see that it's talking about financial analysis here. Evaluation of company financial performance in the previous year, 4 years, 2019 to 2022. They have given you 2021 already. So they're going to give you additional 1 more year to make it 2022. But in other words, last diet, they gave them additional different 2 companies for you to compare with the company they gave to them. So they might come in another way, but it's still going to be the same thing you are going to do. Analyze it and then compare them. Just go and understand your ratio very well. Or you can join us tomorrow when we are doing our calculation on ratios and trend analysis and every other area. So that is how it's going to look like. Your evaluation should include an analysis of the 2 of the company's profitability. We know profitability, liquidity, solvency, cash flow position, as well as comparison with the previous year performance. You should analyze APLL financial statement to identify area of weakness and provide likely solution to correct the abnormality. So that one is talking about your interpretation and recommendation. Then requirement 2, we now talk about the proposal. An assessment of the contract supply service as contained. So that one we talk about the proposal they are planning to do. So requirement 1 is always about financial analysis, the profitability, the solvency, the liquidity, and the like. While requirement 2 will now be on the business proposal. It's not more than that. Then you now be hearing story that something like this. I look forward to receiving your draft reports. So Chikena, and you are good to go. Okay, so let me just show you how that draft report look like before I open the floor for those who have questions. I've been seeing different questions. Many people want to ask questions. I've started drafting that report today. So I should finish it tomorrow by God's grace. So this is how the draft report is going to look like. Previous year's performance means only 2020. No, it means all the years given to you, 2019 to 2022. Okay, 2019 to 2022, that is all the years you are going to analyze. But it doesn't mean that you are going to do all the years line items. You will select key items there. Okay, you will select key items to analyze. Okay, I believe you are good. Now, this first page you are seeing is not for you to write it in your examination. I hope all our students are still in this meeting. Let me just try to check on them here. Okay, some of them are still there. Okay, fine. So on that day, there's nothing concern you with this front page you are seeing. House of Accountant Professional Services, Olashore JFCC and the likes, lecture diagram. All this one does not concern you. I only put this one as my own cover page. Okay, where your own start from is this place. This is where your own start from. And you can see that I'm not putting any letterhead or whatever. So either I put letterhead or I did not put letterhead. The mark is no more than half mark. They cannot give me 5 marks because of letterhead. Okay? And if I did not put letterhead, they cannot mark me 0. So for you to avoid that pitfall, don't even put that letterhead at all. Ignore it and move on. Either I put internal memo or I put external memo. Mark that I'm going to get is not going to be more than half. Why not just ignore it and focus on the something that is necessary? And let's stop debating it is internal, it is external. What really matters is the points you have. Last diet exam was external if you want to look at it in the terms of internal and external. And all our students use this material, they pass straight away. And this one now looks like internal memo already. The only thing we just need to put is the only thing that remains is just to put internal memo. So if they use this material to pass last diet, so what will now cause them from passing the one that even look like internal memo? But all you just have to do is to ignore, even when I was writing this is the format I used when I was writing my case study. And I scored 70 in case study. Even though I did not finish it, the time was not enough. But to the point of what I have done, I was able to end it to that level. Okay, so I color these dates based on what I have explained just now in that requirement. Okay, dates you are seeing here is the dates in which that supervisor sent that mail to you. And that is the date you are going to, not the exact date, but you can use at least a day after that date or 2 days after that date. I can use 10th of November. I can use 7th of November. I can use 11th of November. Nothing issue. Who am I supposed to write it to? Am I supposed to write it to the board of director or am I supposed to write it to the finance director? No, I'm writing it to the board of director. Though I'm not going to be the one to write it to my director, but I'm writing it on behalf of my finance director. My finance director will only look at the reports, review it, correct the mistakes, and send it to the board. That is why we are addressing this report directly to who? Directly to the board, not to the finance director. But I'm going to submit it to my finance director to review it before any issue. Then what is the name of the company? We have Adaland Products. Then what is the top title of what you're about to do? Then we have executive summary, scope of objective. Let me keep the rest till we meet in the other class. Okay, so any question, class? Any comments, anything, let me know. Unmute your mic. Let's discuss within 5 minutes before we end. Then we meet tomorrow for calculations. The floor is open. So I think that one has cleared your mind from its internal and external. Just forget that story. That thing is used to confuse people. And you have the material already, you have the solution already. But when it's now like 1 day to exam, you will see some people saying, it's internal, internal. So that thing will just confuse you. You get to examination, you don't know which format to use, you are confused. No, just stick to one format you know. Ignore, remove all the things, all the necessary things that can cause problems. I can doesn't mark all this letterhead. All this doesn't matter down half mark. What really matters is the points that you can prove. The points you can prove. Recommendation, your strong analysis of financial statement, your ability to decode the proposal. Those are the ability to finish your executive summary, ability to write your to write your body of report, ability to do calculations to a good, to a certain stage where you can earn mark. That's where you're supposed to focus. It's not where you're going to dress the letterhead. You're going to put internal memo or external reports. That one doesn't take you more than half mark. And that one does not even guarantee success of passing that exam. Is understanding that case and ability to decode and write the full flesh of report. That's what's matter. So I will show you more than this on my report for now. It will be available for our students when I'm done. And we are going to do the calculation tomorrow. So we are doing that report together. But I will first draft it. I will share with you. Then I'm reading it. I'm explaining. You are reading it from your own too. So that you have understanding, not that you just cram it. And that when you get to exam hall, the important part will not disappear. And the report will not dambaru. No. You will understand it. We will read it together, understand it. In case they form it in another way, you know what to do. Thank you for the patience, teaching, and the time. It is very helpful. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Please, I have a question.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Sorry, sir. What should be the length of the report? What should be the length? Is it 1 page or 2 page? I don't know.
Okay, it's a good question. You have to write your executive summary. Your executive summary should not be should not be more than 2 pages. At most, it should not be more than 2. That is the first page and the second page. Make sure you manage your time within that period. Then your body of reports, you can write it as many as possible. I bet you cannot write more than 10 pages before they say answer. But as long as you have something tangible to write, not just to write not just to copy and paste from the note, you still have good points that your mark the person that is marking your script will be interested to read more. Continue to write it. Okay, but make sure you put good points under your executive, strong points under executive. Then the one that are not too strong, that are normal points, put them in the body of reports. Okay, and don't repeat points. Thank you for the lecture. You are welcome, sir. So, any other question? I hope I've attended all the questions. Thank you, sir, so much. Ernest, Roslyn, Moses Akintaye. You are welcome. You are welcome. So, I want to be sure that this one will help you. This one will help you. We appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so see you tomorrow for those who want to join the calculation and for our students as well. So we meet. Nice lecture. We appreciate you. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the comments. All right. Good night and have a good night rest. So if you are not on our platform, okay, how do one that is not your student have the reports? Yes, our pre-scene analysis is just 5,000. Okay, so you can just charge. I don't know how you got the link anyway, but I think I put my number on that link. If not, I can just call the number now. It's 070 8419 5077. You can see that on the material already. You can see that on the material. So you can just screenshot it. You can screenshot the number. You can chat me on WhatsApp. Then I will add it to the platform. We are doing our calculation tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we are going to do our final reports, physical and online. Our lecture center is at Bagada Phase 2. So you can come physical. You can join virtual like this. But the two will be at the same time. So we communicate on that. So thank you so much and good night, good luck, and see you in next induction by God's grace.